give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
It has been a fantastic regular season up to this point for Season 5 of the JBL Cup Series. 11 races down, only 5 races to go. It is getting down to crunch time. And oh yeah, the points are as tight as they have been all season long. We've had back-to-back caution-free races. What will we see here today? The second longest race on the season is the Denny 592 laps at the Lady in Black. What's up everyone, it's the boy on this Racing 97 aka Nathan Stapleton here, and welcome to Darlington Raceway for the 12th race of season number 5 for the JBL Cup Series. It has been a banger season so far, and I have to see what will happen here with only 5 races left in the regular season. And like I said in the intro, it's as tight as it's been all season long here with 5 races to go. I'm not alone for this one. I'm joined by Caleb back here in the booth. And Caleb, welcome to one of the best tracks on our Darlington Raceway.
Oh, I can definitely get behind that one. But yeah, very excited to be here in the booth for this one. Darlington is an incredible racetrack, and I think we're in for a spectacle here tonight. You know, Darlington, you know these guys are going to be driving at 110%. They're going to be giving it their all to try and get the victory here tonight. Because, well, it's Darlington, the track too tough to tame. So we'll just have to see who is able to tame the beast here tonight. And like you mentioned, it's the icing on top of the cake for all this. We just have a couple more races to go here in the regular season. So you know everyone's going to be on the tip of their toes, aggressive. It's going to be a good one here tonight.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. We've gone back and forth with different versions here. We started out with this default version, and then we went to the 2005 version, back at the default version. It's going to be interesting what ends up happening here, and we saw in the short race yesterday, in that short but sweet race, took about 25 minutes to do. This is going to take a lot longer, 92 laps instead of 37, and caution free, and had a massive, well not a massive, but we had a really good battle for the lead. But frustratingly enough, Eli Bright did not make the move for the race lead and just stayed in second. It's tough to pass here at Darlington. It's easier to get the job done in 1 and 2 versus 3 and 4. What do these drivers have to do to tackle the beast here at Darlington?
I think there's going to be really 2 things to watch out for here today. The first thing is definitely going to be the strategy. Should see about 2 pit stops here today, and guys are probably going to be a lot varying in their strategies, so we're going to have to see which one is going to be the one to work out. And also another thing, of course, is going to be just how aggressive are these guys going to push, because, of course, you want to push as hard as you can to win, but this track is very open to mistakes. You'll often see guys, of course, you got the Darlington stripe that these guys will usually have towards the end of the race. But, yeah, a lot of factors to factor in here, just going to have to wait and see how things go.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. There's 2 types of Darlington stripes here. There's a little bit of a kiss that I call the stripe, and then there's a hit that I call the Darlington smack. And a stripe is okay, but the smack is not what you want here. And we're going to quickly go over the regular season standings. Not really going to worry about the points too much, but Joe Wachowski has 293 points in the bank. Been a dominant driver all season long. Logan Williams second in points, got his first win on the season last week at Kansas in a caution-free race. Now Clifton is in third in points, and then Ace Garcia, one of the low drivers, is fourth in points. Those 4 have a really comfortable advantage over the qualifying, plus 73, plus 43, plus 36, and plus 33 respectively. But then fifth on back, oh boy, is tight as ever. Justin Seidel in 5th, only 12 points above the cutoff line. Beal only plus 8. Weem plus 7. Starting to get some momentum at 22 for Team Penske. Josh Williamson, the other driver, only plus 5. Darlington with some good ones as of late, only plus 4. And Taylor, the last one in. They were inside the top 3 at one point in points, but now just above the cutoff line, only 3 points in. Bottom minus 3, first one out. Hamill, the last season's champion, minus 3. Edwards -4, Burnett -6, by far the best hint driver of the season in that number 9 machine. Outstanding Vitali in 15th, 7 points behind. And Abel is the first wild card, 10 points out. John Stout is in 17th, 12 points behind. And then John Andrews is now taking over that second wild card spot from Eli Bright. Andrews is -18 with wild card number 2. White Walker with some good ones as of late, back inside the top 20 points, and -19. And then Eli Bright is -23. Still in the wild card fight, and really, if he can get some good ones, he could still make it in on points with how tight things are. But on the pole, it is Matthew Hubert, I should say, in the number 23. And, you know, he's had a really up and down season, but has had a lot of speed this season. And alongside his last week's winner of Logan Williams. Role number 2 is Jordan Stout and appointment of Joe Witkowski, Brian Beal, and Mark Kennington in 03. Donnie Fallington, looking for another good one, and alongside is Matthew Burnett. And then rounding out the top 10 is the number 7 of Ace Garcia and the number 12 of Alex Sam Vitale. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get these studies at straws run off here at Darlington Raceway for the 12th time of season number 5. And looks like everyone will roll off. 92 laps, 2 rounds of pit stops. This is going to be a tough racetrack for these drivers to handle here today. The track position might be important. Who do you think will win the Denny 7500?
I think I'm going to go with that number 9 car of, let's see, I think that's out. Matthew Burnett. Burnett comes into this race right now in 14th in points. He's just a couple points behind the cutoff line, but then again, he is below the cutoff line coming into this race, so I think he's going to be really aggressive here today to try and get himself up towards the front and potentially put himself in a shot to get above that points cut line. I think he's probably going to be the one to get it done here today.
Well, I bet Nathan Warner would love to see that here. It's been an up and down season for Hendrick, but that number 9 team has been by far the most consistent of the bunch. And I have to see if he can get the job done. 92 laps of action, the second longest race on the season, right before the longest race of the season next come out in a couple of weeks' time for the next points race. But also, this is the last race for the All-Star race next week. Have to see if anyone can get a win to get into the All-Star race. But it will be Matthew Hubert and Logan Williams released the green flag. And we have green flag racing for the Denny 7500 at Darlington Raceway. Good start from the 23 of Hubert, but watch out for Jordan Stout in the number 21 and Logan Williams in 3rd. And it will be Hubert leading lap number 1 here in the Southern 500. Witkowski's going to get clear up top, and that's exactly what you want to do, as we might have a battle for the race lead here.
Number 21.
Oh,
there we go. There's already our first Darlington slam, I'd say. As before, Brennan Beal into the wall hard off of turn number 2. Definitely don't want to do that, especially this early. But saw there the number 21, Jordan Stout, took a peek underneath Matthew Hubert, but wasn't able to quite get it done just yet. But it's still early on in the going. He's going to have a lot more time. Taking another peek. He's going to get there this time. Oh, look out off of turn 2, and the 23 gets a stripe right there. Oh, and the 4 hit the wall hard again. I think Brandon Beal might be struggling now with the aerodynamics on that car, because he's all over the place now in that number 4.
2 times in a row for Beal of doing a Darlington smack, a Darlington slam, as Hubert. Oh no! Oh my goodness!
Oh my goodness, no!
The 21 of Jordan Stout just had a tire go down from the race lead. Everyone is scattering.
Oh no, look out here!
Oh my goodness!
Wow, what just happened?
You know, we saw this at Richmond, but the race leader blew up entirely. Now Jordan Stout just blew a tire that shook up the entire field and slowed down everyone. I think good, but tough break for Jordan. Sally did not make it back to pit road. And meanwhile, in all this, the point that Joe Witkowski's going to go to the race lead here.
Oh, another little stripe there from the 23 of Matthew Hubert. No harm, no foul really there. Just losing a bit of momentum. But, oh man, that is such a tough break for Jordan Stout, especially happening this early on in the race. I mean, still though, it doesn't matter. Man, that is so tough for the number 21 there. And let's see, taking a quick glance at the point standings.
That's not good for the standings.
He didn't have the best race last race out, it looks like, and yeah, this is going to put him even further down in the point standings. Such a tough break there for the 21.
Was having a lot of good speed and was the race lead when that happened. Tough way for Jordan Stout. And that shook up the entire 1A order. As now, of course, the dominant guy of the season, Joe Witkowski, is out front. Logan Williams, last week's winner, has fallen back on the number 17. He's not going to get into the outside wall. And once again, this is like the third week in a row. But hello to the 78 of Wyatt Walker. Inside the top 10 out of nowhere. And this 78 team, he might be getting hot right at the right time. And might have a shot to make it into the chase. How about Ronald Kennington? I think he might be towards the bottom part of the standings. And he's having a fantastic one in the third position. Probably is out of the running for the championship at this point. But hey, why not get a win for Joe Gibbs Racing?
Yeah, definitely. I know Kennington definitely happy with a good run here today. Coming into this race, let's see. 36th in points.
Yep, dead last out of the
Goodness gracious. He's definitely looking for a good run here today, because he has had a very disappointing season so far. But going after the 23 now for second, and he's going to take that spot away.
Of course, Cunnington, a couple weeks ago at Talladega, he flipped in an awkward way to sum up his season. So it's not been a good season at all for this number 19. He's had a lot of good speed, but he's not gotten the results he's probably deserved at all. So finally having a good one here at Darlington. But Joe Witkowski, the man of the series here in his second season in the Cup Series, back out front, the 2 wins and dominating the point standings. And he might get win number 3 here today if we are not careful. But watch out for these Toyotas of Kennington and Matthew Hubert in second and third. Seidel once again having a great one. He got a top 10 last week and inside the top 10 in points and actually top 5 in points. Against Ace Garcia, the Rockingham winner inside of Andrew Miller. Gonna move from up a spot. And here's a great one for Eli Blight. He, unlike Witkowski, Blight has had a really struggling slump as of late. 20 for points, trying to fight for the wildcard spot. And doing what exactly he needs to do here inside the top 10. Josh Williams inside the top 10 and 9th. And then April, he's been on a hot streak the last 3 races ever since Dover. And then keeping that up here in number 8 machine, Logan Williams, that's just outside the top 10. And here's someone that needs a good one, Skylar Taylor in 12th, just above the cutoff line to make the chase as of now.
Yeah, Taylor definitely needs a good run here today if they want to stay above the cut line. But so far, doing what they need to do right now. And also tell you what, Aaron Abel's also doing what he needs to do. He's doing what he needs to do. He wants to try and stay in that wild card position, and he's having a pretty good run here today. He could also potentially try to point his way into the standings, into the top 10 in points. Have to see if he's able to do that, as we see the number 22 right there, Bradley Ream, making a pass on the number 10. Let's see. Bradley
is 7th in points.
Even though sorry, 7th in points, so he's trying to make his way up here so he can potentially stay there. But yeah, starting to see a little bit of spreading out here in the field, and as the tires start to wear just a little bit, and
it's definitely gonna be probably some of the most tire all season long. Compared to Atlanta, it's about 2 to 2.5 seconds of tire fall off for these drivers, and starting to see it about halfway through the fuel one. It's about 37 to 39 laps on fuel, and maybe this 19 Kennington might have a long one car because he's all over the back bumper of Joe Witkowski for those race lead. But Caleb, we are only 15 laps in to 92, second longest race of the season here. Have to manage the stuff, manage the tires, manage the car, and not get into the outside wall. Oh, that's no!
No!
That's not what the 19's gonna
goodness.
do.
Wow. Oh no.
I don't think you want to be a front in this one. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
First the 21 blew a tire, and now the 19, like when I was saying that you had to manage the stuff, manage the car, the 19 just goes kaboom. Luckily it gets out of the way. And now, it will be Hubert in second once again, Seidel in third, Ace Garcia in fourth, Andrew Miller in fifth, Wyatt Walker in sixth, Josh Williamson in seventh, Eli Bright in eighth, April in ninth, and now Skylar Taylor, Kennington's teammate, is going to be in ninth. Caleb, would you believe me that this is only 16 laps in to the Southern 500? Already twice, two draws that were up front, Stout blew a tire and Kennington goes up in smoke. Oh my goodness.
Man, that's almost unbelievable that both those happened in just the first couple of laps. But, yeah, man, Ronald Kennington, I am so sorry. It looked like he was finally going to turn his season around a little bit. And it all just came crashing down just like that. That is tough as tough breaks get right there.
Oh yeah, that... I can't even describe of how Kennington must be feeling with how bad the season has been. But Seidel up to second, and Hubert's going to lose 1, 2, maybe 3 spots. And I said at the start of the show, they don't want to be on that outside lane in 1 and 2. Sometimes it can fight back on the outside in 3 and 4. But I'm going to have to wait and see of what that 23 can do. And you see on that 23 has some right side damage, and that's going to be something that we might have to keep an eye out for. If some of these draws that have gone into the wall multiple times, or just one time with a Darlington smack, they might have to fix that damage on pit road and lose some time on the pit stop. But a good one nevertheless, you know, after Hubert did lose a bunch of ground, was inside the top 2. But meanwhile, Joe Witkowski's still out front in his number 43 lean. But how about Ace Garcia, the walking lane winner, 4th in the point standings? He's been quiet all season long. He doesn't lead a lot of laps, but he strikes when he needs to. And Ace Garcia, with everything that has happened so far, is now running in third for one of the drivers.
We've seen so far this season that Ace Garcia knows how to get it done here at high caliber tracks. Running third right now, and it honestly looks like Garcia and Seidel even. Looks like their cars are starting to come alive here in the middle of this run. They're both chasing down Joe Witkowski here for the lead.
Oh yeah, it looks like Witkowski's car might be falling off a little bit. As I mentioned, it's about 37 laps on fuel. About halfway through this first one, and Witkowski's car might be falling off in this 43. Oh my goodness, goes way wide in 3 and 4. That might let Seidel to close in here. Of course, Seidel's teammate, John Anders, won at Atlanta. And you know what? This track's very similar to Atlanta, at least with the tire wear compared to them. Atlanta about 2 to 2.5 seconds. Darlington here today, about 2 to 2.5 seconds. So maybe front row, they transfer stuff over from 34 to the 38. It might be a win for this 38 machine here today.
Yeah, Joe Witkowski, like you were saying, I think his car might be starting to fall off just a little bit. Probably worn those tires getting out to that big of a lead, and also, I guess, trying to fend off Ronald Kennington when the 19 was on the 43's back bumper, but Seidel's starting to drop back a little bit there. I wonder if he might have just gotten the wake there of the 43, but have to see if they can catch back up here, and have to see if they can catch back up before the cycle of pit stops happens.
And one thing I would like to mention is, probably won't see lap traffic play into a massive factor, but it could. If this thing stays green, this is one of the longer races of the season, and with this being a shorter track than a regular mile and a half, it's 1.3 miles, I believe. So it is surely lap traffic could play into a factor, but we are only in the first green flag 1 here. And right now, Wachowski looking for win number 3 early on. Seidel looking for win number 1. Garcia win number 2. Wyatt Walker is now in 4th in this number 78 machine. Don't know where this 78 has came from the last 3 races, but got some great momentum. Josh Williamson as well, looking for his first win on the season. Eli Bright looking for his second one all the way back at Willow Springs. I believe you were in the booth for that one, and that was a bang of a race, and this has been a wacky race, to say the least. Abel looking for win number 2. Miller just got bumped out of the top 20 points last week at Kansas, but has had a lot of speed. Was disappointed early on after the first 2 or 3 races, so definitely has had the speed, but fallen off, unfortunately, in the middle part of the regular season. And then, of course, got Hubert, and how about not Ace, Abel's teammate, Eric Monaco, with some good momentum. Monaco has struggled all season long, unlike Abel, who has got some momentum as of late. I don't know if something happened between the 20, but yeah, I think Taylor might have gone outside wall and lost a lot of ground, and still losing a lot of ground, that number 20 machine.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage on the 20 of Skylar Taylor. It's probably a Darlington smack from that number 20 car, and that's a tough break for Taylor. And she's holding on right now, but we'll have to see how this will affect the 20 car pit cycles. Oh, here we go for second.
Ace Garcia is going to get to the inside, but watch out for Seidel. He's going to whip the top side and throw in for a holy cow. What a one from Seidel, and I said that he can whip the outside lane sometimes, and Seidel used it to perfection right there. But look at how much ground those two lost because they were side by side. They lost a lot of ground to Wachowski, and now Walker, Williamson, Bright, Abel are closing in on second and third. And we're closing in about 8 laps time from the first of 2 pit stops here at Darlington.
Okay, so there, going side by side doesn't really work here. It slows you down a lot because, I guess you know what the really popular saying is. Darlington's only a 1.5 degree racetrack, and unfortunately nobody can show up with half a car. So, 2 drivers go side by side. It gets really close, and it slows down both of them. And you're seeing right here, Rutkowski has been able to gap the 38 and the 7 once again, and now here comes the number 78 of Wyatt Walker and the 77 of Williamson.
Don't know where Williamson and Walker have came from as of late. Williamson's been consistent all season, but Walker, the last 3 races, kind of like Abel, popped up out of nowhere. Walker's going to take that spot away, and I thought Williamson was going to let his teammate Ace Garcia in, but that's not going to be the case, and Garcia's going to lose 2, 3, maybe 4 spots here off of turn number 2. And Abel's going to get to the inside, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but a great one again for Abel, 3rd race in a row. And don't know what the LCR team has done, but if there's any point to start getting some good ones, is the halfway point of the regular season, and now with 5 races to go. But Wachowski is the man this season, has a 28-point lead over Logan Williams in second, who's not even inside the top 10. 2 wins already, but he got those really early on in the season at Phoenix and Homestead. Has not won since then. I don't want to jinx the man, but last time he was contending for the race win, 2 weeks ago, he blew up at Dover, and then last week at Kansas, he was a little bit short on time and could catch up with Logan Williams. And the crazy thing is about this 43 team, he has 2 wins, but he could honestly have 4 wins already this season if he didn't run out of time last week at Kansas, and if he didn't blow up at Dover, who knows, he could have had something for Aaron Abel. And that's just 2 instances where he could have won, but Wyatt Walker, speaking of him, he might have something for this race winning it today. And I think one of the reasons why the 78 team's been fast as of late is the pit crew. The pit crew's been on fire as of late, and normally we see them after pit stops the last 2 races. Not the case here today. I have to watch out for the 78.
Definitely 78, 77, 42, 8. They're all looking pretty quick here. Honestly wonder if maybe they were laying back just a little bit throughout the run, trying to save their tires. for now, because, yeah, they're looking really, really quick now. And now they're looking to potentially try and chase down the 43 of Rutkowski. But, yeah, it's honestly kind of crazy to think about. The Rutkowski could potentially have 4 wins this season if the cards played just a little bit more in his favor. But so far, looking pretty strong here so far for potentially win number 3 on the year for Rutkowski.
Yeah, it could be the case, but knock on wood, hopefully he does not blow up Etsy and pit road for the second time in 3 races. But Rutkowski doing a good job, and the pit window should be open here very, very soon for pit stops. And right when I say so, a lap earlier than expected, here we go, pit stops have begun for round 1. Rutkowski, Williamson, and Bright are in both Legacy Motor Club cars. John Andrews, Williams, but Hubert, Ream, Lopez, and many, many others pitting on lap 36. And looks like the 24 might have pitted a lap earlier than the leaders, trying a different strategy. But here we go, first round of pit stops of the day. Should be 2 if it stays green all the way. And see who can win the race off pit road with this first group.
Ding ding, right on the money for when they were coming into the pits.
Yeah, maybe a lap earlier than I expected, but have to see here. Joe Rutkowski gonna be a good pit stop. 77 is gonna beat the 42. And a great stop from Josh Williamson in second, bit right behind the race leader. A bad stop for... who was in second? I think one of them... oh yeah, it was White Walker. He stayed out. That's why... strategy has begun, and now we have to see... maybe that 78 might be good on the long one with having a couple of lap fresher tires, but it should be Rutkowski as the race leader once it all cycles out here. There's Abel. Wait a minute. What about this 21? I don't know if he was a lap... oh yeah, never mind. He's 3 laps down. So it should be Rutkowski once it cycles out.
Very unfortunate for the 21. Honestly, if it happened maybe just a little bit later, he could potentially be in a position to maybe capitalize on that. Fortunately, just wasn't meant to be, and now the 43 is catching up to the 21. This could get interesting here.
Yeah, you know, if only if that happened in, let's say, 3 and 4 instead of 1 and 2, then this 21 would be a lot better off. But look at this 43, held up entirely from the 21, and Williamson all over the back bumper. If they stay behind this 21, that's going to allow the 8, 42, 34, 47 to close in as well. And they still can't go around this 21 on older tires.
Oh boy.
And these top 2 are still stuck behind him. Here comes Abel, here comes Blake and Andrews. Top 5, how about the defending champions once again having another top 6 win in his 47 after pit stops, and this is interesting. They can't get around this 21.
Everybody. Now we've got Abel right up in this mix, and here comes Williamson. He's trying to make a move on the 43 at least. Gonna get down to the inside of Rutkowski and take the lead away. 21 slides up just a little bit, and the 77's gonna get to the inside. The 21's in the wall.
Oh, and look at that. Look at Legacy Mo Club. The 42 is gonna let Joe Rutkowski in. What? That's a teammate. But at the same time, now look at the lead that Abel and Williamson's gonna have. Because now these guys, about 7 to 10 cars, have to try and get around this 21 themselves. As Logan Williams. Yep, Logan Williams gonna get to the inside of Hamill.
Where did Fitzwater come from?
Hi, Fitzy. Fitzy got his first career win at Richmond in the Truck Series, and out of nowhere, is he a lap down though? He is, never mind. Yeah,
man.
Fitzy's a lap down, Sustride's a lap down, Farlington's unfortunately a lap down, Beal is 1 lap down, probably had to fix the damage of 2 Darlington smacks, and then this 21 is now 3 laps down, and the 19 it blew up with a clutch. So, unfortunately Fitzy is 1 lap down, but boy, oh boy, This is a lot more sketchy than I thought it would be. Oh my goodness!
Oh, look out! Wow, that was an incredible save by John Andrews.
The 21 came down pit road and the Pat did not know about it. About on Eli Bright right then. Boy, oh boy, only 43 laps in now on lap 44 in the Southern 500. Abel all over the back bumper of Williamson, and these two have a 3+ second lead over the Legacy Motor Club boys here at Darlington.
Wow, that completely shakes things up here. As now, we've got pretty much a 2-car breakaway for the race lead. Williamson and Abel have about a 3-second lead now over Joe Rutkowski, and then about 6 seconds back to John Andrews. But man, oh man, that was a crazy turn of events. Unfortunately for Andrews, he's probably going to have to spend a lot more time next pit stop because he's going to need a new fire suit after that one.
yeah, I think a couple of drivers might need a new fire suit because if that did not go the way it did, that would have been really bad for Eli Bright, John Andrews, and everyone else that was in that pack. Oh, here we go, Abel trying to get to the inside here. Not quite.
Standing behind the 77 for now, just being patient, abiding by his time, conserving his stuff, and sometimes that's just what you want to do here.
Definitely, especially with how bad the tire is here at Darlington, you have to maintain those stuff. The 21 man flush tires. He's on the real strategy. That's not going to work out for him because he's probably 4 or 5 laps down now, and he is 5 laps down, and just a tough way for Jordan Stout. And then it's Eli Bright in 4th, Rutkowski in 3rd, Andrews in 5th, having another good one. Logan Williams is in 6th, a good one, but a bad news for him is that Joe Rutkowski is in 3rd, a couple of positions ahead of him. Lydell in 7th, both front wheel cars again having good ones inside the top 10. And then we got the number 7 of Ace Garcia in 8th, 47 of Dale Campbell in 9th, and how about Nick Lopez inside the top 10 now? The Talladega winner up inside the top 10. Great to see the 54 up front based off of the struggling performances today from Skylar Taylor and unfortunate break of the number 19. And then we got the 16 of Anna Miller just outside the top 10. Might be in the top 10 here soon. And Monaco, Burnett, Walker fell back a little bit in the 78. Messi in the 48 having a great one inside the top 15. And then we got the number 11 of Dylan Matthews. Trey Bow was up here but lost a couple of positions. Then we got Juan Garcia. Trey Barlow having a struggling race again. Barlow was inside the top 10 in points most of the season, but had an unfortunate break last week, and once again having an unfortunate one here at Darlington, just barely inside the top 20. And then Bradley Ream, with how tight the points are, that you probably don't want to be in 20 for Bradley Ream, but still have a long way to go. Still 42 laps to go here at Darlington, and we still have one more cycle of pit stops. With all the chaos so far, I'm surprised we've not seen a crash yet, but I think we pulled it out at Caleb. I think we missed our best for the race lead. Abel is out front now.
No, it's not an NR race without us missing a pass for the lead, but I mean, these two, they're pretty much just in no man's land right now. They're kind of just messing around with each other, it seems like, at this point. But yeah, they're in a position where they can both just ride around, they can save their tires, and potentially be in a place to strike in the end, but Abel's going to slide up a little bit in 1 and 2. And yeah, Williamson's he's just going to stay behind him. They're both just riding around, it looks like, at this point.
Oh yeah, that looks to be the name of the game here, and definitely the fastest 2 cars right now, at least up front. And I mentioned lap traffic, but we might actually see lap traffic here in this one. Unfortunately, William Block with some left side damage, and then actually not left side damage, but off the pace for William Block. And then Travis Crampton is off the pace in the 45. But he, I believe, is a lap down in the 23. He's not a lap down, but he fell back to 27th. Had to fix his damage and didn't really fix it much. Same with Taylor, had a lot of damage as well. And a couple of tough points. No, Clifton 3rd in the points today. not having a good one in 25th for that number 99. That's not going to be good.
It's not going to be good at all for Clifton there.
And one driver I would like to mention that is on a different strategy is the 78. He's the freshest one on tires, and now he's starting to make some moves inside the top 15 for White Walker. And with all the chaos, I'm surprised that we've not had a caution yet in this one, as I think we just missed the battle for the race lead again. Yes, we did. Abel is now in second, and Williamson is back up to first.
It's creating just a little playful trading the lead back and forth a little bit, and Williamson trying to pull away a little bit here from the 8 of Aaron Abel. Have to see what he's able to do, but just don't need to wear your tires out too much. But you are starting to we're about mid-run now on this second stint, and I'm guessing we should see our second cycle happen around laps 65 to 70, probably.
Yeah, probably. It's about 36 to 38, 39 laps on fuel, so it should be around lap 70. And in the midst of this, tire was really taking into effect, because now John Andrews, the Atlanta, I mentioned Tyler. This place is similar to Atlanta, and Atlanta is similar to Darlington, with this Tyler, who won at Darlington, who won at Atlanta, and trying to win here at Darlington. It was John Andrews in the number 34. And we got a Lexi Mo Club colors in a front row sandwich with Seidel behind Bright and Murkowski, and then John Andrews in third, all third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. And watch out for this 54 of Nick Lopez up to 7th now, was in 10th. And Nick Lopez, we're seeing 3 toilets up front today, all have issues. But no, Lopez is having a good one here at Darlington. And hopefully the 4th Toyota does not have another issue here today. But it's been a calm Southern 500 now. Things have finally calmed down a little bit. Williamson still in the race lead, not by much, over and able to want to go 2 for 3 of the last 3 races, but we still have quite a little bit away. Still one more pit stop here at Darlington.
Starting to see, like you said, tire wear is starting to come into effect, and we're really starting to see how all the different strategies are affecting these guys. We've seen Joe Rutkowski lost a position there to John Andrews. We got the number 3, Eric Monaco, getting by Ace Garcia there. Garcia pitted about middle of the way. He pitted, I think, a lap later than about everyone else came in. That got close between him and Logan Williams there. But yeah, like you said, Rutkowski lost his position to Andrews there. Rutkowski was one of the first ones to come in, so his tires are probably going to wear the quickest. And now he's got Eli Bright right up his back bumper, and back there, Nick Lopez potentially looking to make a move on Justin Seidel.
A couple of drivers who, one of them won that Talladega and has trying to get some momentum back towards his season. That's Nick Lopez, and then same can kind of be set for Andrew Miller. Started the season as the point leader in the first few races, slowly fell back, and now outside the top 20. I think if he can get a win, he has the speed to earn himself a spot in the season 5 chase, but needs some more good ones like this for the last 5 races of the season. And I have to wait and see what ends up happening here. We should be about, give or take, 10 laps away from second round of pit stops, and Williamson, he's been strong this season. And Spire, of course, our team has been one of the best teams this season with Garcia and Williamson. Garcia with a win, and Williamson trying to get himself a win he gets away at Darlington. And looking pretty good, starting to pull away from Abel. These two seem to go back and forth, not only for position but on lap time, because one lap Abel closes in, and then one lap Williamson pulls away. So I have to see who can win this battle. But with all the chaos so far, it might come down to these two if we don't get another caution here in the Southern 500.
Might just do it. We'll have to see what they do under this pit cycle, because this pit cycle is probably what's going to determine who we're going to see fighting for the lead. But yeah, Williamson and Aaron Abel just kind of swapping back and forth out front. We're starting to see pulling away just a little bit from the 34 of John Andrews now. I think Andrews might have been pushing a little bit. Now starting to wear his tires out just a bit, but we've also got the 21 of Jordan Stout in this equation. Stout, very off strategy. He's got a lot of fresher tires than these guys do. I have to see if he can... I don't know if he'll get up to the leaders by the time the pit cycle comes around, but we'll have to see how he comes to effect once these guys cycle through, because he was the one that kind of got to lead his way a little bit after that first cycle happened. Have to see if it happens again.
Yeah, Stout caused a factor the first time around and about wet. And I have to see if that plays into effect again with his real strategy. He is on first tires, and I think they might have evened out now. Abel got a good one last time by in 3 and 4, possibly trying to set up another good one. We kind of saw this yesterday in the club race where the race leader Mendoza was better in turn 1 and 2, and Bright was better in 3 and 4. And that might be starting to play into a factor here. I think Abel might be better in 3 and 4, and Williamson might be slightly better in 1 and 2. And when it comes to that, that's when it gets interesting. And Abel has a really good one here off of turn number 2. Abel might be able to strike here to take the race lead here before the second round of pit stops.
Right to the back bumper of the 77 of Williamson. You're seeing there in the background. Stout might be kind of closing on these guys. I don't know if he'll catch him before the pit cycle starts, so that should hopefully not be an issue. Then we've also got the cars up ahead to potentially worry about. 51 William Brock, 45 Travis Crampton. They're not necessarily off the pace, but they are a little bit slower, it looks like, than a lot of these guys. And oh boy, you were talking about Nick Lopez. How about this? Lopez up to 4th down at number 51. Rutkowski might have got in the wall there because he's falling back a lot on that outside lane.
Rutkowski on the oldest tires out of anyone, pretty much, due to being the first one on pit road. And now Rutkowski's gonna fall back. Hamlin's gonna fall back. This is exactly what Logan Williams wants to see, because Logan Williams is still wanting to go after that regular season championship with 5 races to go. Hamlin is going to do a Darlington stripe, and here comes Burnett and White Walker probably on the freshest tires out of anyone, minus the 21. And speaking of the 21, oh boy, now he's 5 laps down. I would like to see him not get involved with the leaders, but he's on fresh tires, so this one could get interesting here.
Oh, yeah, to throw that completely out the door after I said the 21 might not catch our leaders. It only took him a lap, and he just completely caught up, so I don't know if 77-8 just had a bad lap there, or if the tire wear is really coming into effect now. But yeah, now Stout right on the back bumper of Aaron Abel. Williamson got a pretty good run there after turn number 4. We'll have to see. Ooh, the Abel's sliding up just a little bit, but the 21 is going to stay in behind. And I mean, this could also potentially even benefit the 8 if the 21 decides to maybe stay in behind and push. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see how things go here.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, and it's gonna be interesting with pit stops as well, because whenever these drivers pit, it will probably be about 20 laps to go, and that means Tyler is gonna be medium risk. It's not gonna be significant. There's gonna be some, but it's not gonna be like what it is right now, and we can just tell oh yeah, it's like 2 seconds of fall off right now here towards the end of the one. It won't be like this at the end of the race, but still no pit stops here on lap 71 and now lap 72. And I'm surprised with all the chaos we've not had a caution yet, and I'm surprised that we are not seeing round 2 pit stops here at Darlington yet.
Especially with, like you're saying, we won't go as long on this last stint, so I wonder if some of these guys might potentially try and go for the undercut here, because that might just potentially be the way to go. Because, of course, the drawback of doing an undercut normally would be that you would lose a bunch of time in the long run, but at this point there's not really a long run to factor in with this being late in the race.
Yeah, now long one left with 20 laps to go, And I'm still surprised that they've not pitted yet, but they should hear us really soon. I'm gonna do it again, alright. Not yet for the race leaders. The watch. I think they got. Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
John Andrews, Eli Bright. A couple of laps later.
This could get interesting here.
Well, Kowski's gonna stay out. Hamill, Garcia, and Messi, and a couple of others. I would imagine it's gonna be 4 tires for these guys.
Without a doubt, I definitely say that's gonna be the call. But honestly, especially for the 43 over at Kowski, I don't know if I like that call staying out because he's already visually struggling with those worn tires. But now we'll have to see how Williamson and Abel react to this. And, well, just as I say that, here they come down the pit lane. Trying to do their best to counter the 34's undercut. Because this is going to get interesting. Because that'll gain the 34 a lot of time here. Because they'll have a lap advantage on these two. Just have to wait and see what happens here.
And at this point, Tyler... You don't have to worry about that. Williamson is on pit road. The 8 is in. A busy pit road here at Darlington. Wachowski is in the 43. And I think the 78 again is doing that strategy of being the last one on pit road. And yep, there's the 78 now on pit road. Side by side between Abel and Williamson. This could be the battle for the race win. And it's going to be Williamson. Wow.
Now, the thing to wonder here is where does John Andrews factor into this equation? Wonder where that 34 is at on the racetrack.
That is a great question. The 78 is on pit road. The 34 is behind them. So the 77 and the 8 are just now getting up to speed. Andrews is up to speed and has been for a while, so he's going to gain a little bit of ground here. But not as much as we expected. Seidel, oh, we got a caution.
Caution! Oh my goodness.
And it looks like it's for BB Alvarez in the 5, and that cannot come at worst possible time during pit stops. But there's a chance that it might have happened towards the back end of the cycle, hopefully.
Luckily, I think it might have happened when mostly everybody cycled through, but look at this. Aaron Abel got by Williamson there, and he's going to lead him to the caution, so yeah, I think mostly everybody at this point should be cycled through, so that's good at least.
Yeah, I have a little bit of PSD, because back in the day I didn't have the chat tool, and whenever that happened in pit stops, I was like, oh no. But luckily, looks like we caught a break and we'll have to use the chat tool and massively we'll have to drain away some laps here. But tough break for Wiz, and well, things have gone interesting. First caution of the day, we'll have a third caution-free race in a row for the JBL Cup Series. And we're going to have a very, very late restart here at Darlington. And with that being said, let's go ahead and quickly get to the replay. See what happened to that number 5 to bring out the first caution of the day in the Southern 500. Well, here we go. We've seen it before when we've done this version. It happened again, but a very Mont is in here. Trey Ball exiting pit road, and his struggling last 2 weeks continues. Not really a bad race to say, but we've not really seen Bo, and a little bit of a rookie mistake here, and unfortunately this is gonna cost Liz. Bo goes up the racetrack and gets into the number 5 with Liz and gets into the outside wall, and luckily for this number 5, no one's gonna hit him. He's gonna stay up against the wall, do a really good job, and for a second when we were looking back at it, maybe they could not caused caution, but while Clifton was going up right to the inside, and same with the 31 of Jordan Edwards, and the 5 was basically stopped, so they needed to bring out the caution, but luckily that happened at the tail end of the cycle, and we will have a restart with less than 10-15 laps to go here at Darlington.
Well, just one of those things that happens here at Darlington. You're going to see here 41 Trey Bartow comes back onto the racetrack after pitting, unfortunately right into the path of the 5. of Bibi and tries his best to keep it locked down and straight, but fortunately slides down the banking a little bit. And with Clifton and the 31 Jordan Edwards coming so fast, they did throw the caution. So, tough break there for the 5 of Bibi Ruiz, but yeah, you're seeing here Aaron Abel making a pass on Josh Williamson, and he is going to lead him back to the caution flag here for the restart here at Darlington.
And who knows, that could be the pass for the race win, and Abel could get his second win in 3 races for that number 8 machine. Can he get the job done? Or will Williamson, Andrews, Lopez, or someone else steal it? Let's get to the restart for a late race restart in the Denny Southern 500. Well, this is going to be a wild finish here at Darlington Raceway. We have 12 laps to go in the Southern 500. It was mostly caution-free, and it was mostly dominated from a lot of these drivers, as okay. I'm just gonna leave this. Gonna do this in live. I apparently have double file restarts on, so there's that. I'm gonna have
We've all been there, don't worry.
Yeah, I downloaded the PCSC or whatever the sports car mod, and when I installed it, it created a whole new player, and it reset everything, and I forgot one thing apparently.
Well,
oh my goodness, are you kidding me?
please pass the pace car. Please.
Why are you not passing the pace car?
I hate it when they do this.
This is a joke. You know what? If you don't do it the second time...
Oh, he might be able to do it.
Just...
Oh, maybe, please.
Oh my god. You know what? It's whatever. He's not contending for the win anyway.
You can try ELLing him.
ELL number 51. Just get out of the way. Something.
Oh my god.
Another
and 45.
Another
Brandon.
tire, and William Boss not doing anything. Okay. You know what? Welcome, Pat. Welcome back to Darlington Raceway. The officials and myself included are not happy with this 51. A little story short, I forgot to fix things on my end on the line, and I had double file restarts on. Tried waving the 51 around, didn't budge. Tried ELLing him, and he didn't budge. So he's still gonna be on the tail another lead lap, but this is gonna be an interesting restart now with 10 laps to go at Darlington. Abel will be out front, Williamson in second, Andrews, Lopez, Bright, Monaco, Seidel, Walker, and Garcia rounds out the top 9, and then Dale Hamill rounds out the top 10. And this 51's gonna cause chaos, and I think he's inside the pace car. But this is gonna be a 10-lap shootout here at Darlington with a 51 in the way. This is gonna be a crazy restart.
Hopefully, once that pace car dips down into pit road, he'll go. Guess that's what we can all hope happens.
Yeah, hopefully. Kind of weird what has happened here, but nevertheless, this was on me. It will be fixed for the All-Star race, and yep, that must be the case. He's finally going.
Okay.
Okay. 10 laps to go here at Darlington. Abel and Williamson were the dominant cars on that second green flag one. Can I hang on for 10 more laps at Darlington? Green flag is back out here in the Southern 500.
Well, both the 8 and the 77 got going pretty well there. Both trying to pull away from the 34 of John Andrews, and it's going to be interesting what happens here. because they are both on fresher tires than the 34. Have to see if they're able to pull away from the 34 here, but just have to wait and see what happens. And luckily the 51 won't be a factor in the finish.
Oh yeah.
Although I wouldn't doubt he's probably still going to get a stern talking to from the officials. But look at this, Andrews on the back bumper of the 77 now.
This is not over. We have basically the top 9, top 10 all under a blanket. And it's go time. They're not going to be saving the tires. And if someone can get to the inside of anyone just a little bit, they're going to get to the inside and spring a wedge here.
Williamson had a good 3 and 4 there.
Really good 3 and 4 from the 77. Of course, Spire with 1 win this season for the 7. 77 is trying to get win number 2 for Spire with a great one. This might be a duel between the 8 and the 77 here.
Oh boy, you're seeing it right there. Everyone's getting really close to that wall off of turn number 2. It's go time. Everyone's giving it 110% here late in the going. And surprised we're not seeing as much movement throughout the field. Everyone's kind of staying single file for the moment. But wonder if everyone's just waiting for the perfect time to strike. Here with just a few laps to go here at Darlington, and Williamson looking to the inside of Abel, not quite able to get there just yet. I think Williamson might be trying to force the 8 into a mistake here, and that was almost it right there.
Diamond the corner.
Oh boy, here we go.
Williamson diamond it. Can he get one down the front stretch? He will. Can he make the move? He's not going to. But Abel's going to make a mistake, go wide.
Oh, here we go.
Williamson's gonna force Abel into a mistake. Oh!
Into the wall goes the 8.
And the 38. That's what.
And Williamson's got the lead, and that's gonna hold up Andrews a little bit because they were going side by side to 3 and 4.
That was what Williamson was trying to do: force Abel into a mistake and get to the inside. But now Williamson has to hold off Andrews, trying to win number 2 and get a second one on the season. But same as Nick Lopez. Where did he come from? The Daco winner.
Oh, this is exactly what Williamson wants to see, and that is a huge lick for the 34 of John Andrews. He goes all the way to the back of this line, and he's probably going to be struggling with that car until the end of the race. Tough break for that 34, but oh goodness, that was a good 3 and 4 there by the 54 of Nick Lopez. This isn't over here from Darlington just yet.
4 laps to go, I believe, here at Darlington. Nick Lopez trying to get a second win on the season. And at this point, he might need to get wins if he wants any try making it into the chase. Oh,
that was a good 1 and 2 there, too.
That was a great 1 and 2. This is not over. 3.5 laps to go at the line. And there's going to be go time between Williamson, Lopez, and Abel. Maybe Eli Bright and maybe Monaco if things get crazy. Where did Nick Lopez come from? 3 laps to go in the Southern 500.
And we were talking about him earlier on in this race. He's looking to try and take a peek under Williamson. Not quite going to get underneath just yet. I think it's probably going to come down to these two here for the win here at Darlington. Down the back straightaway with 3 laps to go. Coming to take 2 laps to go here. And they are bumper to bumper right now. Going through 3 and 4, about equal for these 2 cars. See if Nick Lopez decides to make a move. I don't know if he's close enough quite yet. We'll see what happens at 1 and 2.
Oh my
Williamson lights up. Here comes Lopez. He's
thinking about he's gonna get
to the inside.
Williamson with a Darlington stripe. Side by side. Here comes Abel in the number 8 machine. Can Williamson lift the top side in 3 and 4? He's not gonna be able to. And Nick Lopez might be able to steal this one here at Darlington. Williamson's going to get clear of Abel. Williamson's going to have the momentum for the final time at Darlington. Can Williamson have a fight here in 3 and 4? And he's got a great 1 and 2 here.
He's got a good run through 1 and 2, but I just don't know if it's going to be enough here for the 77. Nick Lopez has a pretty good gap, but Williamson's trying everything he can to close through 3 and 4 for the final time.
He's gonna send it, washes up the racetrack, but not being enough. Nick Lopez, we talked about him earlier, but Nick Lopez is gonna steal it and win the Denny Southern 500. What
a finish and what a run for the 54 of Nick Lopez. Wow. This is why we love Darlington.
Boy, I'm glad that we brought back the default version of Darlington. It was a lot of strategy filled for the first 70 plus laps, but when it came down to crunch time with 10 laps to go, it delivered a 2-lap with a last second pass with 1.5 laps to go. Nick Lopez wins at Darlington, and this is probably a much bigger win than when they had at Talladega. A job well done from that 54 machine. And we talked about him earlier, where did he come from inside the top 7, top 4, top 3? And then it ended up being a race win. Feel so bad for you, Caleb. Almost got the second win on the season, and that's not the first time that Josh Williams has gone close over a race win. I think that's second or maybe third time this season. But what a race and what a win for Nick Lopez. Second driver on the season to get 2 wins, tying with Joe Witkowski, the point leader for the series lead with the wins. Wow.
Wow. But yeah, really tough break there for Josh Williamson, coming up short in second place. But hey, you know what? Sometimes it is good to look at the big picture. You know, both got a double top 10 here today, and that's really going to help both of our guys, both in the points and even the constructors' points as well. So still a really good run for our team, but man, what a absolute crazy race that was, and what a win there by Nick Lopez in that 54.
What a win, what a race, and those last 10 laps flew by, and they were fantastic. Nick Lopez with his second win on the season, Williamson in second, Abel in third, continue his top 5 streak for the last 3 races. Abel is cooking in that number 8 machine. Bright with a much needed top 5 one here today. 20 from the wildcard standings. Oh boy, you know, this is going to be really interesting with the wildcard standings, because I think Abel's going to move up in points and could be inside the top 10 in points. But depending on what Nick Lopez can do, it might come down to Eli Bright, Abel, Andrews, maybe Nick Lopez. It's going to get interesting. Monaco, that's a well-deserved top 5. We've not seen Monaco a lot this season. Unlike his teammate Abel, where he's gone 3 top 5s in a row. Not seen Monaco. Wyatt Walker with 3 straight top 10s, I believe. Again, another straight one for that. Another good one for that 78. Ace Garcia with another good one. Back-to-back top 10s for the defending champion, Derek Hamill. And how about Juan Garcia? He's been consistent this season, just outside the top 10, top 15, top 20. And he's going to get a top 10. And Logan Williams, we didn't really see much today, but he's going to get 10th here. Another top 10. Only 1 point ahead of Joe Witkowski, though. Witkowski in the 11th, John Andrews in 12th. Burnett, I said it at the top of the show. Most consistent Hendrick driver has been Burnett. Burnett gets 9th. That's a great one for the points for him. Messi, Matthews with a great one, finally, for her. Dwayne with a good one. Amanda Miller, Trey Bow, even with what he caused, he still gets the top 20. And the Ream and Zeidel fell back late. Unfortunately for the 38 with a couple of hits into the outside wall. What a race here at Darlington. And only one car was out in this one, and that was Ron Kensington, who blew up in the lead early on. But what a race here at Darlington. Final race before the All-Star race. Nick Lopez with 2 wins. He always was in, but he's going to have some momentum going into the All-Star race next week. And what's some final thoughts here at Darlington, and what are you looking forward to for the Season 5 All-Star race for the first time ever at New Smyrna next week?
Yeah, that was like I said, that was a crazy race. Had a lot of action early on, I'll tell you that much, and definitely had a lot late in the going. But yeah, like I said, pre-race, it's a track where all these guys would be giving 110%, and it would be interesting to see how aggressive they would be. And well, that definitely was interesting to see how this race developed, what strategies these guys all pulled off, and who was there in the end to capitalize once everything was said and done. But definitely looking forward to the All-Star race. New Smyrna, another really great track, especially here in NR. And it's definitely going to have some heavy hitters in it. This is going to be a fun one.
Oh yeah, without doubt. It's always been outdoor for the first 4 seasons, changing things up at New Smyrna. And based off of what we've seen in testing and seen on NR in the past, that's going to be a fun one. And oh yeah, the winner gets a guaranteed Season 6 reserve next season. And gonna take a look at the point standings. Nick Lopez only led 2 laps, but they were the final 2 laps here. And it's 1. Joe Witkowski, still the point leader as expected. Williams, Ace Garcia in 3rd, Clifton in 4th, Williamson in 5th, Seidel, Hamill the top 7, Abel plus 8 with his 3rd straight top 5. He is now in on points. Weem and Burnett has the last spot by 1 point over Brandon Beal. Oh my goodness, Barlow's just outside as well. Walker's just outside. Eli Blaze just outside. It is so freaking tight from 18th to 10th. Oh my goodness. Wildcard number 1 would go to Brandon Beal now, since he's outside the top 10. And wildcard number 2 goes to Eli Blake. John Andrews is in 17th. And as far as Nick Lopez, if he can have a similar ones like this, you can't count out because he's 26 points just outside the top 20. And the way that things will work is it's the most in whoever has the most wins in the top 20. So if Nick Lopez can get inside the top 20, he could possibly guarantee a wildcard spot, and then everyone else like Beal, Bright, and Andrews could battle for 1 wildcard spot. It's getting interesting here. There are 4 races to go in the regular season, but we are going to take a break from the regular season before we get to the longest races this season at Charlotte. And next week is the All-Star race. We have the All-Star Open and the All-Star race, both on Wednesday night here on the channel, and that is going to be a blast. This season has been absolutely cooking all season long. Another crazy finish, and with how tight the points are, it's going to be interesting when we get to Charlotte for the longest race of the season. But first is the All-Star race. No points on the line, just black and whites and a guaranteed Season 6 reserve. Thanks for Caleb for joining me up here in the booth for a wild one at Darlington. I'm at a loss for words, but until next week, got news tomorrow for the Season 5 JBL All-Star Open and All-Star race. Congratulations to Nick Lopez on the race win, and we will see you guys down in Florida. Bye!